Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name is Holden Blaze, and today we're going to be talking about Hbar cryptocurrency and why it is up over 70% today alone. This is a cryptocurrency that we have talked about in the past. However, it has been underperforming the entire market and quite honestly has been quite frustrating to be a holder of for the past month. I've seen a ton of FUD surrounding this asset, and a lot of people were selling out of Hedera on this recent dip. I was not one of those people. I am a long-term investor into Hedera, and that is mainly because of the technology of their hash graph. However, today I'm not going to be talking about that because today we saw some major news between BlackRock and Hedera. For those who do not know, BlackRock is possibly the biggest partner that Hedera could have partnered with today. I would argue that this partnership is bigger than a partnership with Apple, Amazon, or Netflix. That is because BlackRock is the world's largest asset manager with over 10 trillion assets that they manage with their company. This is absolutely massive, and they are partnering with Hedera to make real-world asset history. BlackRock has noted many times in the past that they want to go into tokenization. They want to tokenize stocks, bonds, equities, the real estate market, gold, silver, etc. This tokenization will open up a new way to invest into these assets, and BlackRock is super bullish on this sector as a whole. Now today, I have to admit, BlackRock did not tokenize the most exciting fund in the world. They tokenized a US Treasury money market fund, which basically just means that they're holding a bunch of T-bills and are investing into US Treasury debt. For anyone who is into crypto, that is not very exciting. We are not chasing a 4% return on our money. However, when you are an organization as big as BlackRock, it makes a lot of sense to have investments that do not have a lot of risk. They need to balance their portfolio, and so they decided to tokenize this fund right here. I personally believe this is only the start, and BlackRock will be trying to tokenize a lot more of financial instruments this coming bull market. And I want to show you a clip of Larry Fink, the CEO of BlackRock, talking about tokenization as a whole.
We believe ETFs are a technology no different than Bitcoin was a technology for asset storage. We believe the next step going forward will be the tokenization of financial assets. And that means every stock, every bond will have its own, basically, CUSIP. It'll be on one general ledger. Every investor, you and I, will have our own number, our own identification. We could rid ourselves of all issues around illicit activities about bonds and stocks and digital by having a tokenization. But the most importantly thing, we can customize strategies through tokenization that fits every individual. We would have instantaneous settlement. Think about all the costs of settling bonds and stocks. But if you had a tokenization, everything would be immediate because it's just a line item. And so we believe this is a technological transformation for financial assets.
So that clip right there just shows how bullish Larry Fink is on tokenization, and he notes some very interesting facts. He brings up the idea of decentralized identity with that strand of numbers that identifies who holds the stock or assets, and he believes that tokenizing these assets will allow for a more transparent market that allows for faster settlement times and less fees. That is a complete win for the consumer, and I believe this will be a route that BlackRock continues to pursue into the future. However, because they have already chosen to work on the Hedera hash graph, I believe when they decide to tokenize these other assets, funds, and eventually stocks, I think Hedera is going to be a front runner for one of the cryptocurrencies they're looking to work with. It makes a lot of sense. Hedera can handle a ton of transactions, and they have been working with real-world asset tokenization in the past. Again, I'm not going to go super deep into Hedera in this video because I already made a video on that. However, we have to note that with a super fast transaction speed, Hedera is also carbon negative. I believe this does come into play when BlackRock is choosing a blockchain or hash graph, because as we move forward as a society, I do believe taxes on energy and electricity will only go higher as global warming becomes more of a problem. I think BlackRock realizes that it makes sense to go with Hedera because it is over 100x more efficient than Solana, and it can still handle a ton of transactions with its hash graph technology. If we look at this article from Chainlink, which is another cryptocurrency I'm bullish on, but I do not personally hold, it's talking about the benefits of real-world asset tokenization, and it notes a lot of the same points that Larry Fink brought up in that video. Tokenization would allow for better accessibility, transparency, and liquidity. I personally believe that transparency would be absolutely absolutely much better with tokenization. I have been trading stocks in the stock market as well for multiple years. I have traded through multiple short squeezes and different meme stocks. A lot of these meme stocks have such a high amount of people shorting the stock that sometimes it's unclear if more shares are short than actually exist on the stock. If those stocks were on a blockchain or hash graph that was transparent, there would be no way for people to short more shares than were available on the market and would make for a more fair market as a whole. I also think tokenization could be huge when it comes to assets that cost a lot of money. I'm talking about real estate and gold. For everyday consumers, it's hard to buy 1 ounce of gold or to buy into the real estate market because these are large purchases which they may not be able to afford. However, a lot of Americans realize these assets are worth investing into, and if these assets were tokenized, they could possibly own fractional tokens of that asset. What I'm mainly thinking about is real estate. BlackRock currently owns 6.7% of American homes for rent, and while they do not own homes themselves, they own companies that own a bunch of houses. So with that, BlackRock owns multiple thousands of American homes in the United States, and their interest in tokenization makes me think that they may be interested in tokenizing US real estate. If this is possible, I think it would open up a very unique opportunity for investors who are looking to buy into real estate but do not have tens of thousands of dollars to purchase a home, piece of land, or a down payment. You see, this may be a tall ask for BlackRock. However, if they keep heading in this same direction, I believe they will eventually be tokenizing gold and silver, and real estate may be one of the last assets that they try to tokenize. They do have a huge interest in investing into this asset, and they know that Americans would buy a tokenized version of US real estate if it made sense for them financially. At the moment, Americans do not have a very great way to invest into fractional shares of real estate, and I do think that would be the biggest news for BlackRock's tokenization efforts, that we could see this bull market. Now, we have to note that there are many other projects focused on tokenization, and other projects will succeed as well. LCX is another notable project that we have talked about and I am bullish on. They have their project Diamonds, which is tokenizing diamonds. This has seen some success in the past couple of months. However, I believe this news with BlackRock really puts Hedera as the front runner of the real world asset sector. Before this news, in my opinion, it was unclear which cryptocurrency would take the crown in being the leader of the real world asset sector. However, I do believe Hedera just stole that crown with this announcement from BlackRock. You see, BlackRock is such a big company that it has a ton of influential power. By deciding to go onto the Hedera hash graph, I think other financial institutions will start to look at Hedera as being a blue chip cryptocurrency that can be trusted by major corporations. Hedera already has an insane list of collaborative partners in their foundation. However, BlackRock is such a big player that I do think this will influence institutions such as Fidelity and Grayscale. If more institutions look into tokenizing their funds and start to choose Hedera to do so, Hedera will absolutely blow up this bull market, and I have actually personally raised my price targets on Hedera Hbar. Before this news, I was eyeing a market cap of roughly $50 billion as a potential topping out point for Hedera, and that is because I struggled to see what the hype would be around it this cycle. I knew the technology was absolutely amazing, I trusted the diverse team from around the world, and I saw the potential that it had with a bunch of different sectors in the crypto space. However, with that being said, it was unclear what would send Hedera up in a major way this bull market, and I personally believe it just got found out. Real world assets are a major buzzword in crypto right now, and it personally reminds me of NFTs last cycle. Both of these buzzwords got tossed around like crazy. However, very few projects actually had the technology dialed to actually give consumers the benefit of this new technology. Hedera has proven that its technology is industry standard, and in fact has the largest asset manager on Earth using their technology. I cannot overstate this enough. This is absolutely massive. And now I personally think that Hedera will top out close to $100 billion this bull market instead of the $50 billion I was predicting previously. I would put Hedera at the 15 to 20x multipliers from this level. However, I personally do not think it will touch $100 billion. This is a major psychological number. As we can see with Solana, cryptocurrencies often top out right before these major psychological numbers. For Solana, it topped out right around $80 billion in market cap, and a few weeks ago topped out right around $90 billion in market cap. It has not been able to break through that $100 billion market cap level this cycle, and it shows to us how much of a psychological barrier that can be. Now, I personally believe Solana will absolutely fly through that level some point in this bull market, and I personally think Hedera has a lot more upside left in the tank. If Hedera was to 15x from these levels, we would see a market cap roughly around $77 billion, and I think that is completely realistic. Price would be roughly $2.25 to $2.35 at that point. And again, I think that is a very realistic target for Hbar this cycle. I do think it will be able to smash through all-time highs, get above $1, and it will be above $2 for a brief period of time. Now, please note, I'm not a financial advisor. This is all speculation and my own opinions. However, this recent news has got me thinking that Hedera will touch $2 this cycle. Now, do I think it will touch $3 this cycle? Personally, I do not. I think it is possible it could touch $3 for about a day, maybe less than 24 hours before wicking back down. However, I will personally be selling all of my Hedera around $2.20. I think that is a great sell target, and it still offers us a ton of upside from these levels. Again, if you were investing into this cryptocurrency when I was, you were up a sizable amount on your position. However, you need to know that I have not locked in any profits whatsoever. I'm not selling any of my cryptocurrency until at least Q4 of 2024, and likely I will sell most of it in the year of 2025. I'm not going to hold through the bear market. I've got some comments asking about that. I do not think that is logical. I've made that mistake in the past, and it is not a fun ride down in a bear market. With that being said, let me know in the comments how high you think Hedera can go. Do you think it can hit $2? Do you think it can hit $3? Or do you think it will top out before hitting $1? I would love to hear your opinions, and make sure to subscribe to the channel because I will be doing a giveaway in my next Caspa video. Make sure to stay tuned for that. I really appreciate you watching until the end, and I would love to see you on some of my other videos. I hope you all have a great day. Peace out.